If there's an empty chair next to you, if you could scoot in and make room for some of the people that are standing. And then if you want a chair, if you're standing, there are some available chairs, so just come find one and we'll get started in just a minute.
Versus, the very first one, when there's like microphone. That's it.
Does anybody need a ticket? Raise your hand if you need a ticket.
Perfect.
Raise your hand if you need a ticket. Lisa, not Art, not him. You shouldn't have told me to pick up the mic.
Yep, good luck.
Yeah. Everybody's leaving on Saturday. Right. But not now.
All right, let's go ahead. It's 11:01. Let's go ahead and get started so we can get back to doing some shopping. How's everybody doing today? Great. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's always great to be able to put this event on, and it's amazing to see how many people come out to listen to us just up here talking and things like that. And obviously, we've got some great giveaways today, so we're excited about that. But before we dive into some questions and things like that, we've got a great panel here and some new, fresh faces. So if we want to just go down the panel, introduce yourselves, where you're from, if you have social media, which we all do, where you do most of your work with social media, and anything else you want to share before we get started. Let's start with Eric at the end.
So I'm Eric Strings. I've been doing this for a while, so from Georgia, and I'm all over social media on YouTube and Instagram, Eric Strings.
Shout out to all my Orange Box Goodness Games. It's your boy Ben from Ben's Trains, also All Trains Considered on YouTube. Very humbled and happy to be here. Thank you for everybody who came out. And let's go ahead and get started so we can get back to the Orange Hall.
All right. Orange, good. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben, for that. Yeah, I can't top that. I am RJ from RJ's Trains. Long Island! And I've been at this YouTube, Instagram thing for quite a few years now. Thank you, everybody, for all the support, and looking forward to this Q&A.
All right, I'm Peachy from Peachy's Trains.
Peachy!
I'm also a Georgian, as we have two other Georgians on this panel.
I'm outnumbered up here.
And yeah, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, kind of a little bit of TikTok, but mostly YouTube. Peachy's Trains.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Let's. So we've got, obviously, with social media and things like that and different platforms, our subscriber base continues to change and grow over time. So can we just go through how many subscribers you have on your on your highest sub channel? Eric.
My highest one is YouTube. I'm coming up on 85,000.
85,000. That's amazing. Ben.
On YouTube, I'm not even sure. 9 something. Instagram, 100,000 plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
On YouTube, just hit 9,600, so hopefully 10,000 soon.
Awesome.
YouTube, I'm at 5,086.
That's great. Awesome. So an unbelievable amount of people watch the 4 channels that we have up here, which is pretty cool. And one of the neat things is that Ben has leveraged Instagram completely differently than any of the rest of us with his regular Train Talk Tuesday events. If you've never caught that, make sure you do it next Tuesday. I'm sure I'll have some great things to say about today. Right, Ben?
Of course. Train Talk Tuesday, 8 p.m. every Tuesday on Instagram.
There we go. Awesome. And if you bought something at the show and you join in on that, usually he has people jump into that show as well, which is pretty cool to see. So maybe you'll be able to show off what you bought on Ben's channel. One of the first questions that we got online, we did a form submission on OGR, and it was posted in some of the other videos and things like that, so people could submit their questions. Have you ever thought about changing scales? And if yes, what would you change to? So if you ever thought about changing scales, Peachy, what are your thoughts?
I have not. We did a HO layout with my dad, and we switched him to O. So,
So I'm going to be the bad guy here. I've definitely thought about switching scales, but I'm too far into the O-gauge rabbit hole after 20-something years of collecting O-gauge. I have been experimenting with British O-gauge narrow gauge, which I guess is kind of a different scale. But yeah, too far into the hole. But you know, thankfully, Third Rail is starting to make some awesome modern O-gauge Amtrak models, which definitely decreases the desire to even think about switching.
Ben?
No.
Fair enough. Eric?
No, not really, no.
Awesome. Yeah, I empathize with the once you're too far down the rabbit hole of thinking about changing is out the window. So one of the questions we get a lot at this panel is how do we get people into the hobby, specifically younger folks, younger members of our hobby. We've got a couple folks that are in here that are younger than the average age. How do we get them interested in O-gauge? What are our thoughts and challenges that we face? So I'll just open it up, whoever wants to jump into that one first.
All right, so like I said, I do a live show every Tuesday, and we have people from all ages joining up. We have grandfathers, fathers, and their sons joining up, and I think that's a great way to get them into the hobby, especially for free. They can see what people are doing, they can see what people like, they can see what people don't like. Also, we have new brands who are putting out product that's relatively affordable, like Menards. I talk about that every Tuesday. They're putting out buildings for like a sandwich and a handshake, as opposed to somebody who's a little bit more experienced with spending $200 on the building from Woodland Scenics, right? So I think seeing what other people have and taking advantage of those deals on those entry-level products is a great way to get in the hobby.
And so following up on that, I guess that's the youngest one here up on stage. Sorry guys. I got into O-gauge trains thanks to the I Love Toy Trains VHS tapes, which is pretty much the precursor to like YouTube videos. Because it was just 45 minutes of Lionel trains running around in circles, which is what most of our YouTube videos are anyways. So I think the work that the 4 of us up here do, as well as the dozens and dozens of other YouTube channels, Instagram pages, TikTok channels, of making those videos, putting them online for younger people to see, that's the most important thing of getting younger people interested in the hobby.
Thank you very much. Let's do our first giveaway. So if you have your ticket, get your ticket out. We are going to be giving away, we've got 2 box cars that we're going to give away here. One is a Santa Fe box car. The other one here is a Hood & Sons milk refrigerator car. So have your tickets out. Oop, not more. There we go. For the Santa Fe box car, ticket number is 269166. 166. Bueller.
oh, it's Kevin.
Oh, Kevin Quinn?
Oh, wait.
There's one right in the front row.
No yard masters winning here.
There we go.
Take your phone.
There we go. All right, and for the milk car, 269094. 094. There we go. All right. come on around. We'll have this one for you. Thank you very much. All right, next question for the panel. What innovation do you think is coming next, or let's add, would you like to see come next? So what innovation is coming next, or would you like to see next?
So I guess I'll jump on this one first. I think we're probably going to see some more digitalization, like what we have with the Base 3, the Cab 3 app. I think more stuff like that's going to come out. And then, of course, we've got the Blue Nami that is like that as well. And I think custom and customization is going to be the next big thing. We've got a lot of custom runs already. But I think we're going to see a lot more like custom sounds and more sound options and stuff like that too.
Eric, what do you think?
I think, yeah, it's hard to know. She's probably right. I mean, I think the most encouraging thing I've seen so recently is Third Rail really expanding into getting the Blue Nami in their trains and everything, and because I think the rest of the hobby or I think the big players are sort of in a more conservative stance right now with innovation, and so it's nice to see some of the smaller players jumping in and getting some cool stuff in there, like Third Rail, like RMT and the NARS and stuff like that, sort of picking up the torch and getting innovating in their ways.
Brad or RJ, any ideas, thoughts?
Nothing in particular. I would like to see new sounds on a lot of the new products we're seeing. Maybe more maintenance of way equipment from some of the larger manufacturers, but got a customer service.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it. Just new sounds and more modern stuff. I like collecting a lot of modern stuff. So
Sounds, absolutely. Those new ET44 sound fantastic.
Yeah.
We can continue to add newer, more prototypical sounds.
right.
Absolutely. Next question is about video production, which is a common thing that we get here. So can you each talk just briefly about what do you use for your filming and then your video editing for the videos that you're publishing online? Peachy, you want to start us off?
Sure. I use my phone, which this one, I have a new one this year, so it's fancy and it folds open. So this is what I film with mostly. I do occasionally use a GoPro to get some of the like on-track videos and stuff like that. And then the editing software that I use is DaVinci, and the free version of DaVinci. And it's really super easy, and yeah, so I pretty much just use what I got, and occasionally I'll use a GoPro.
So I use my iPhone for filming all of my videos, very high tech. And I use iMovie, which comes free with any Apple product to edit them. I got a 1-week crash course on it when I was in the 5th grade, and it's somehow kept the YouTube channel going.
Was that last week?
Yeah.
I like to use the DJI Action 5, Selfie Sticks, whatever that just gives it a casual appeal, like it brings the audience with you instead of like a formal presentation. So it just, for me, it's a little bit more immersive. For editing, I use Adobe Premiere.
I use my iPhone for most stuff. I just got a 17. Usually I get the reason I get a new phone is for the new camera upgrades, which the 17 has some really nice new stuff. And then I occasionally use a GoPro for some stuff. I'm going to get a new action camera. I think I'm going to get switching to DJI because GoPro's kind of lost their way. They're not as good as they used to be. So I'm waiting for the DJI Action 6 to come out, which I think is supposed to come out any day now, apparently. So as soon as that comes out, I'll probably get a new Action 6. And I edit my videos with Final Cut Pro.
You also use a drone occasionally.
What's that?
Your drone.
Oh, and I have the drone. I forgot about that. Yeah. I started filming on the way out with a drone just to get some shots that I couldn't get normally, and some nice tracking shots, where you can fly over the layout. But That takes a lot of practice.
You have to make sure your ballast is really glued down too.
Yes, it creates a lot of wind, so you have to make sure everything is secured down, and also be prepared. Get some extra wings because you will crash it and you will break some wings. The wings are cheap, but just make sure you have plenty of those.
It's a great way to dust the layout too.
We were gonna an interesting side story. I was gonna try to get some drone shots of York. And I got permission from the TCA to do it, but we were stymied by the police. They said, "Yeah, you can't fly it indoors; it's not allowed." And so we couldn't do it. So we brought the drone up here, but then we couldn't use it.
Yeah,
It would have been cool to get some overhead shots of it.
That would have been neat. That would have been neat.
Yeah.
How much time? And we'll go the opposite way. So Eric, down from when you're filming a video to posting it. Would you say? Now, sometimes you're like, for me personally, I film a video, and sometimes I don't edit it right away, but time to create a video. So process, filming, editing, posting. How long does that take you, Eric?
If I do it all in one thing, if it's a product review, probably like about a week.
Okay.
And then if it's something longer, something different, like a tutorial, might take a little. Tutorials usually take a little bit shorter time, but some things have taken a couple weeks. Some things have taken a couple months. But usually it's about a week, and it's a crazy process because you want to film the unboxing. So whenever anything comes in, you film the unboxing and then you file it away. And then so I've got about 30 unboxings that are in my Final Cut, waiting for the rest of the review. So it's sometimes you start at some point, and then a couple months later you finish it. So.
Ben, what about you?
It depends on the style of video I'm filming. I also like to space out a lot of my content, so if I'm doing a product review, it'll take a little bit longer to film that and edit it. If I'm doing just a vlog style, probably an hour. But I like to upload every week, once a week. But it really just depends on the type of content I'm filming. If it's a detailed product review, it's going to take a lot more time.
Yeah. Ben, when you do your Train Talk Tuesdays, do you have a set idea of what the focus is going to be, or is it we're going to wing it and see what the people bring?
I have no clue what's going on.
All right.
Y'all know the rules. Keep it between 2 to 3 minutes. No cursing, family show, no potato Wi-Fi. That's it.
That's it. Simple rules. Simple rules for a great show. Awesome.
It's kind of interesting because Instagram, it's so much easier to make Instagram and TikTok content, and so it takes a week to make a product review, but you can just put up videos on Instagram and TikTok and then YouTube Shorts all day long, and a lot of times those get more views anyway because people these days the attention span is going down, and so you get a lot more quick response with the shorts that are easy to make.
So when I film a video, I try from start to end to make it as quick as possible. So usually I'll black out 4 hours a day just so immediately film, go right to editing, so this way I have it to upload whenever I like. And usually a new train will come in and my motivation to open it is to film the video. So this way that's the reward of being able to play with the new train is getting the video done and edited and then having fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar to RJ. I'm usually pretty quick about it. Of course, I have a partner in crime who does half of the stuff for me, so that always helps. But I'd say, 4 or 5 hours, unless it's an event like this, and then, the filming goes for a few days.
Exactly. Yeah, I can understand that. All right, let's do another giveaway. We're going to do a kids giveaway here. We have a Metka trolley we're going to give away, so if you have a kid's ticket, grab it. Number is 269140. 269140 for the Metka trolley. Got back here. Okay, hold on to your ticket because I put it back in the other bin. Okay, hold on to your ticket. You might get pulled again later. All right, then let's do another one here. We have a bag from Trains, and inside the bag from Trains is a gift card for $50. That's Trains with a Z. Oh, we got another ticket? All right, hang on. Let's do this one. 269077. 269077.
Everybody give a hand tonight. I do like Lisa, who's doing all the
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. All right, we're going to do one more here, and this one's going to be for, we have a couple other prizes here. We have 6 digital OGR subscriptions, and so if you get pulled for this, Lisa's going to head over to Lisa and get some information to her so that that can be organized. So, let's see here. 269133. 269133 for one of our OGR subscriptions. Right there, right there. That's convenient. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next question that we have here. What prototype would you like to see made in the future? And the question lists the manufacturers, but let's say any manufacturer that's out there, what prototype would you love to see made, regardless of how much it would cost to retool or whatever? So let's start, let's go with RJ and work our way that way and end with Peachy.
So if you asked me 24 hours ago, I would say the next generation of Sella, but thankfully Third Rail announced that yesterday afternoon. So placed my pre-order for that this morning. So my answer would be the Amtrak ACS 64, which is the modern electric locomotive that gets used on the Northeast Corridor.
I had 2. Like similar to RJ, I was interested in the next gen Acela. I'll talk to the wife. I would like to see again something like a rail grinder, almost like a Vision Line rail grinder. Maybe they could do something with the lighting and use a smoke unit to represent like the. That would be awesome. So I would love to see that. If it happens, I don't know, but that'd be awesome.
I was really looking forward to the new Acela, and so I was thrilled when Third Rail announced it. That's fantastic that they're, like I said earlier, picking up the torch and really doing some new stuff that some of the bigger ones aren't doing. And I'd also like to see them. If money no object, I would love if Lino would retool the die-cast diesels like the ES44 and the Gen Z, and maybe make a die-cast F series, or something like that. But and then it'd be cool if we could get like a full-scale Harry Potter train. It's funny, every time I talk to Maya and Elle about it, they say, well, the one we make is pretty close to scale.
No.
And I'm like, come on.
No.
I'm like, make a real one. So maybe Third Rail will.
All right. So I would echo the Harry Potter thing. Yeah, that'd be great. My big thing though is scale Atlantic Coastline caboose, because there is not one in existence. So somebody please make one. And then anything Stone Mountain Railroad, which is in Georgia. If you don't know what Stone Mountain is, but I would love to see that as well.
All right, awesome. Yeah, the Third Rail's come up a lot more in this conversation than we've had in the last few years that we've been doing this. And so for those that are unaware, new website, thirdandtownsend.com, is much easier to use, which is great to see. I'm excited about a lot of the products that they're coming out with. It seems to be a lot of the hot topic that I've heard over the past 24 hours here at York or at the clubs and things like that, is people talking about that. So that's really exciting. All of us have different style layouts, and I always get asked this question, but it's one of the questions that we had asked online is your layout modeled after anything specific or in particular? Some folks will model like a very specific scene on like the middle division of the Pennsylvania Railroad. Some of us just are completely whatever was in our brain and our imagination. So Peachy, can you start off your layout design? Is it based off of anything? Is it supposed to look like anything, or is it just your imagination? And then we'll kind of work our way down.
So it's a little bit of both. It's kind of loosely based on just Georgia in general, and kind of the small town, the way that the towns and cities in, especially the area of Georgia, South Atlanta that I'm in, where you have this really cute like historic downtown area, and then you have more modern stuff other places in the city. So definitely kind of that. And then my mountain is actually specifically modeled after Stone Mountain in Stone Mountain, Georgia. So we hiked up the mountain to get a really good feel of all of the details and stuff like that. But yeah, both a little bit imagination and then a little bit Georgia.
So hiked up the mountain to understand what it should look like. It's probably more R&D than most of us have done for our layout. So that's great. RJ, you're in the process of rebuilding your layout for like the 18th time. So talk to us about the inspiration for your current design, because I know there's some inspiration out there.
So I guess speaking of climbing mountains, the main inspiration for my layout is Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. When I used to live in Washington, D.C., it was an hour and a half drive from where I had my apartment. And I would take my dog Maple. We would go hiking about once a month. And it's one of my favorite places in the world, to be honest. So obviously I can't recreate a whole town in my 11 by 8 nook in the basement that I have. But I do my best to bring some inspiration from the town and the surrounding areas into my layout.
Ben has probably the most unique layout design. Ben, can you describe your layout a little bit and then kind of your inspiration for how you created it?
It's on the floor. Like everybody else, I like trains here, and when you see trains, they look like they're on their way somewhere. So I didn't want to do something that was like an oval, so I just decided to take up the entire basement level and run it around the perimeter of the house. Right, so I do have some places scenic. Other places, it's going underneath a couch, underneath a bed in a guest bedroom. You know, it's just, the train has the right of way. I modeled it after what I see in Georgia. I do have a mountain based off Stone Mountain, has a tunnel going through it, a couple grade crossings. Just what I see in terms of scenery and the foliage and stuff like that. I have a fall scene, I have a summer scene, a siding, just stuff to scatter throughout the layout to make it interesting as it's going from room to room. So, and it allows me to run trains at like full speed. If I want to run that cell, I can run it, and you know, give the illusion that it's actually going somewhere instead of like some Christmas tree type stuff or something like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I don't have any. There was no specific real thing in mind. It was mainly influenced by a lot of. I've done a lot of backpacking up in the Appalachian Mountains and Appalachian Trail, which goes through Harpers Ferry, and that's actually the halfway point. And and then backpacking out in Colorado, so I kind of just drew on those areas, but there was no specific railroad stuff in mind.
Awesome. Thank you all very much. We're going to give away another kids prize here. We have a Lion Chief Plus Camelback, Lehigh Valley Camelback. So we're going to send a kid home with an engine here. So this was a donation from someone from the crowd, so thank you very much. So kid ticket here. And then whoever gets this picked, you'll keep your ticket because then I put it into the bigger basket for all the adult prizes as well. 269055. 269055. All right. All right. Nothing better than giving trains away to kids that are excited about it. All right, let's do an adult prize here. We have 2 boxcars we're going to give away. These are from the New Jersey High Railers, some custom run reefers that they did. So the first one's going to go to 269074. 269074. All right, come on up. And the next one's going to go to 269150. 150. Here we go. All right, Ryan. All right. Next question for our panel that we have is: what's some advice you have for anybody that wants to get into the hobby or get into O-Gauge in particular, because that's the hobby that we are all in. What are some of the initial things they should think about as they get into the hobby?
Don't get married.
That's why we only have 4 microphones up here. Peachy, do you want to start us off? Any ideas?
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into it that you don't really think about until you start getting into it. So there's electrical and bench work and scenery and all of that stuff. But you don't need any of that stuff. Ben can attest to that. So just go for it. I would say, go on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Find what you like about other people's layouts, what you don't like, something that you'd like to do, and just go for it and have fun. That's what this hobby is supposed to be about, having fun and making it the way that you want it to be. It doesn't have to be prototypical. It doesn't have to be realistic. You can do whatever you want. So, yeah.
I'd say take your time, plan, do your research. I would say all of us have one or two things about our layout that are like, at the beginning, if we had just taken a little bit more time to do that, then it would be working better. Like DCS,
Like wiring it correctly?
Yeah. So, making sure you're doing the fundamentals correctly, taking your time. I know we all want to run our trains, but doing the early steps correct leads to better success down the road.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Awesome.
Ben, any thoughts?
Repeat the question for me in detail.
Yeah. In detail? Oh boy, I winged half of that. So, advice for anybody that's trying to get into the hobby or into O-Gauge, what are some initial things that they should think about as they try to get into it?
Oh man, I say don't overthink it. Get what you can and set it up, and you'll see how much you enjoy it, right? You'll get your feet wet, and then chances are you're going to see somebody with something else that is going to create that sparkle in your eye. You're going to be like, wow, I want that. And then you're going to get that, and you're going to run that, and then you're going to see somebody with something else. You're going to see Eric with the ET44 when you go over his house, and you're going to be like, wow, and you're going to be like, I want one of those. And then it just kind of builds, and you learn what you like the more you collect, right? So the more debt you get into, the more you learn how much you love it, right? So bottom line is, the more you collect, the more you learn about the hobby, and the more you're willing to take risks and start collecting more unique pieces, whether it's pre-owned. A lot of the good stuff out there is pre-owned, that's bulletproof, but you'll learn to collect stuff that's new and what is older that's been out there for decades that's valuable. There's stuff out there that was made years ago that you're never going to be able to get new. So you're going to start to get a different flavor and a different taste as you get experience. But if you're getting started, just get one of the, ready to run sets, right? Get one of the ready to run sets, and you're going to start adding to that.
Yeah, have a good job. or marry into some money. I mean, the great thing now is that while the top end trains are really expensive, there's a really good entry level stuff now with Menards and RMT. And Menards makes engines now, so it's easy to get into it. And I would just kind of echoing what they said, don't think you have to get it right the first time. Go with what you like. You'll learn as you go. You'll make mistakes. You'll build your first layout and say, boy, I wish I had done this differently. You'll wire your layout and say, boy, that was a mess. I should do it differently next time. Yeah. And that's how you learn. You learn by doing. And just don't be afraid to make mistakes. And just go with what you like. It's funny how many times I'll get emails or messages saying, what do you think I should get? And I'm like, well, get what you like. I wouldn't presume to tell you what you like or what you should get. Look at what there is, and if you like that set, if you like that starter set, get it. Don't worry about what somebody else thinks. Get it because you like it.
Awesome. Yeah. To add to those great answers, I think one of the things that I would recommend for folks is look around and join one of your local clubs. Obviously, we're here at the TCA show, which is a big club. You've got TCA, the LCCA, and other big clubs that are out there, those national clubs. But there's also a lot of really small clubs that typically are somewhere local to where you're at. You might not know about them, so you have to do some research. Usually on the holidays, they'll have an open house, publish something maybe in the paper. So keep your eye out for that and join one of those local clubs because they're always looking to bring in newer members that want to contribute to the hobby in a positive way. So usually you can go to an open house, go meet some of the members of the club, If it's a good club, they're going to let you run some trains. They're going to engage with you and not just watch you watch the trains, but they're going to talk to you and welcome you in. And usually it's a nominal fee to join that club. And what that does is it opens up a network of other people that are talented in other ways. So I've plugged my club, the Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroad Club, many times in my videos, because I do believe they're the greatest group of guys and the greatest club around. And they have an open house today. You can just go down Route 30 and go check it out. So I will plug that. But there's an expert in every single area that you need when you build a layout that is a member of that club. So if you're new and you're joining and you're trying to learn how to do this and you don't know how to do the wiring, but you're a member of the club, you're going to have the resources and the support of that individual to come help you and teach you how to do it. Not necessarily do it for you, but teach you how to do it so that you are able to build the capacity to build a bigger layout down the road. So I think that's one of the greatest resources that many of us have around us. We just have to find the right club that's out there. So that's something that I would recommend and add to the great answers that we've had. We are going to give away, we've got a couple pieces of rolling stock we're going to give away. One is going to be a main central caboose. So let's go ahead and give that one away first. That is going to go to ticket number 269089. 269089. Come on up for a Lionel main central caboose. All right, over there. Come on up. All right, and then let's see here. The next one that we have is going to be for a Milwaukee Road steel-sided reefer from MTH, 269168. 269168. Over on the far side as well. Congratulations. All right, we're going to do one of the OGR giveaways. Peach, do you want to read that ticket number?
269132.
All right, if that's you, 132, you come over to. There we go. All right. And let's do one of the Ameritown kits also that we have donated.
The Ameritown kits are made by OGR Magazine, and they'll choose one and send it to you.
Great.
269048.
048. All right. You can head right over to Lisa, and they'll get swap some information for that kit as well. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see where we're at here. All right. Here's a good question for us, and we'll kind of work our way down the table with this. Where do you see the hobby in 15 years? This is a question we get asked a lot, is like, where's the hobby going in the future? This year we've seen a lot of changes, I think, in how manufacturers are going about things, or other manufacturers kind of ramping things up. So where do you see the hobby 15 years from now? Eric, do you want to kick us off?
I think it's definitely changing. There's a lot of encouraging things happening. There's, on the one hand, you've got, I think Lionel is kind of in a risk-averse state these days, where they're not taking as many risks. They're doing some cool stuff, but it's so cool that these other companies are coming in, like we've been talking about Third Rail. I mean, we were at the Lower Susquehanna Railroad Club last night, which, by the way, I'll vouch for him. It's a fantastic club. Everybody there is super nice. But I met the new head of Third Rail, Jay. Yeah. He looks like a kid. He looks, and I was like, you don't look like you own a company making. I mean, he looks like he's 18 years old. And that was a good thing. I was like, that is such a good thing, that such a young person is enthused and owns a train company now and is making these things and making the Acela. Like, that's just amazing. And I talked to the guy who runs RMT, and he's Walter. He's fantastic. He's so excited about making these cars, and he's a railroad enthusiast. I mean, that's the kind of people you need running these companies, not executives. And so I think it's really encouraging. I don't know where the big people are going in the next. I think they'll still be around, but I don't know. But I think the smaller ones are really doing a great job, and I think in 15 years it's going to be interesting to see how those people have changed the hobby.
Yeah, I think right now the hobby's heading in a good direction. There was a bit of a lull point, but like Eric said, RMT, third rail, they're starting to put some pressure on Lionel, quite frankly, right? So maybe that would encourage, Lionel to put out some more innovation that we've come to know and love from them. So that's great. Again, we got stores like Menards putting out their own stuff. We got new hobby stores being opened. My guy Thomas in his trains, he just opened up a new store. So I think it's good. We often talk about, this local hobby store closed. We got people opening up hobby stores, right? So I think that's a great direction. That's positive. A couple years ago, you guys weren't even doing this panel. This is positive, right? So I think it's exciting and it has potential to grow exponentially as long as we make sure we tell the manufacturers our feedback. If we have something that is bothering us, communicate it. Just ranting about it online won't really do anything. Reach out to that customer service number, call them, talk to the people here. They're here now. You got products you want to see, or you want to see something that's improved, communicate it directly to them, and that will help us over on the entire hobby. Also, shout out to Landon. Berkshire Station's in the house too. That's a fairly new store as well. So again, the hobby's growing.
Oh yeah, I wanted to add something to what he was saying real quick, but I think what you're seeing now is you're seeing, like when I got in the hobby in 2004, 2005, most of the people in the hobby were older, and it was a dying hobby. And with the birth of social media and social media and channels like mine and others, you have a generation of kids who have grown up on it. I have kids come to me all the time saying, I grew up on your videos. And now those kids are reaching age where they're starting to have careers and disposable income, and they're starting to open hobby shops and take over companies and stuff like that. And it's really, really encouraging.
And following up on Eric's point of how young Jay is, you have Bradley over at MTH, who's Rich Foster's son-in-law, who's also fairly young. You have Ross over at Atlas. So you at the manufacturers, you have this younger generation coming up and really communicating with the consumer on what we want to see made, which is very encouraging. And then on the social media side, between YouTube, Instagram, and Discord, like the live streams that Ben does, as well as the different Discord groups that exist out there, people from across the world are now able to very easily communicate back and forth about our shared love of this hobby. I've got a group of friends now over in the United Kingdom who are also all interested in model trains. And, I think that the hobby overall is in a great spot. And with the internet, we've never been in a greater position to be able to share our interests with dozens, hundreds, thousands of people at a time.
Yeah, I'll echo kind of what everybody else has said, and especially RJ. I think the internet is going to be a big part of where this hobby is in the next 15 years. But I also think events like this are a good, for my generation, millennial, a lot of us are traveling more and we're wanting to get more involved with the things that we like. And so I think we'll see a lot more train meets and just hobby meets and stuff like that as well, which the internet does make that a lot easier to organize and figure out and all of that stuff as well. But yeah.
Great. RJ, you touched on this a little bit about some friends that you have in the UK. So you've done some traveling over the last 18 months or so that's taken you to different places. And I think all of us can probably relate to the fact that we go somewhere and you see a train or an engine when you're on a trip. Sometimes it just hits you and sticks with you, and you then want to say, okay, I got to get a model of that, or I want to model this thing or this scene. That seems to be something that you mentioned earlier about collecting some British rail and things like that. And then recently you were back over, you put some videos out of some of your rail adventures over in the UK. Can you talk just briefly about the group of folks that you've connected with there, and then kind of what that experience was like for you traveling overseas and meeting people that you've connected with online because of expanding your collection to British rail?
Yeah, so this is just the magic of the internet and social media in general. I was looking for reviews online of British O-gauge trains because I was looking to hopefully have Sid, who was here at one point, to convert them to be able to operate on 3 rails. And I've got a couple of videos about those on my channel. But I ended up getting in contact with a guy, late 20s, all around the same age, and it's the same interest. We all love the model trains. They just have funny accents across the ocean. But he started a podcast live stream with his friends. That led to a Discord server. And next thing you know, I'm ingrained with about 100 British modelers of all different scales from the United Kingdom. And when I was in the United Kingdom, they organized a get-together at one of the railway museums over there. So I was able to, in person, actually meet a little over a dozen of them and just hang out, have a good time. And, despite the fact we live on different sides of the ocean, we were able to, be friends, have a good time all over this shared love of this hobby.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and give away another engine here. This is going to go to a kid's ticket. This is another Lionel Lion Chief 2.0 Mikado here. So kids, grab your tickets. 269047. 047.
Yeah, right.
All right. Peachy, do you want to pull a ticket? We're going to give away a train here. It's a 50-foot double plug boxcar.
269079.
We're going to do an OGR subscription next.
All right, so we got 269160.
160, going once, going twice. All right, next ticket.
All right, 269072.
All right, so we're going to go over to Lisa. Yep. And then we'll do one of the Ameritown kits. Oh.
269037.
There we go. Come on over to Lisa. She'll get you set up. All right, and then we're going to let's do two more. We've got an Eric's Trains and Appalachian Western beanie. It's getting cold out there.
Fancy beanies.
Two 269033.
033. All right. And do one more.
And 269041.
Right there. All right. All right. Thank you very much. All right. We've got a little bit of time left here. We've got a lot of giveaways to give away. But let's go back to some of the questions that we received online. Here's one, which is going to be tough because we've got 3 folks from the South and someone from Long Island. But what are some ways of promoting the O-scale railroading in the Midwest? So I guess we could just kind of take this question as what are some suggestions to promote the hobby in a place that might be where it's less popular?
Well, I am from the Midwest. I am from North Dakota. So, first of all, somewhere warm would be nice. But, so I had kind of been thinking about this question, and I was talking with Chris from the Lower Susquehanna Club, and he was saying, like, basically from September until Christmas, there is a train show in this area within an hour-ish, like every weekend, which is amazing and something that we don't have in Georgia, and I know there is not something like that in the Midwest either. So I would say like more train shows in that area, just easier traveling, that kind of stuff. And then like Chris said earlier, train clubs. Either create or join a club in the area, be active with it, look at what the Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroad Club does. and the D3R and stuff like that, because those are two clubs that have been absolutely fantastic, that I've been able to be able to hang out with and be an honorary member occasionally. So I think that's a big thing too, would just be those things, trying to get more active with train shows, get more active with your club, or create a club and go from there. Also, the internet would be a great thing too, because it is a lower populated area and it does get very cold. So you could do online clubs as well.
I'll just echo what Peachy was saying about the internet. You know, in places where there may not be as many trained people around, you know, uploading YouTube videos and posting on Instagram, that leads to people watching live streams and commenting on live streams, and that leads to them joining Instagram group chats with their friends from the internet and Discord groups, and having that community and knowing that there are other like-minded people around the same age is very important.
No, I would just say live stream is definitely effective. You know, on the Tuesday live stream I do, we've had people from Brazil join, UK, out in Asia. You know, I'm like, how did y'all even hear about us? You know, so I think live stream, the internet's just the way to get it out.
Yeah, I'd agree with all those. Same thing.
One of the questions that we have, you know, we talked about, you know, we stick with O gauge. Has anybody collected any other scales and ever thought about integrating into their current layout? So Eric, I know that you've done some videos with some HO stuff in the past, and then some standard gauge also. Can you talk about, have you ever thought about trying to integrate any of those into your current or a future layout?
I don't, you know, in a future layout, I've got some narrow gauge O gauge on my layout, some ON30, but you know, I don't know. I'd like to have, if I had the space, I'd have a separate layout for standard gauge. But I know some people have done it. Like you can do HO for force perspective. Yeah. You know, in the background, you can have some HO stuff. So it'd be cool to do that. I've never done it, but it would be cool to do it if I had the, if I was doing a new layout and had the space.
Anybody else? Any thoughts for adding another scale in to mix things up a little bit?
The only thing I think I would ever do that for, I really eventually, like my dream layout would have an amusement park on it. And so I think I would use a smaller scale to do like a train that goes around the amusement park.
So, is it Trainwreck Bob's layout
Yes.
from Detroit was probably like, that layout was unbelievable. Yeah, if you've never seen one of the highlight videos from, was that last summer's Train-A-Palooza?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the DT3R members has an unbelievably detailed layout with a huge amusement park, which is really cool to see. RJ or Ben, any thoughts on that? Adding something different? I mean, Ben, your layout is so unique. I don't know how you could even...
I mean, I used to collect HO scale in the 90s. It was cool. Then I realized O scale's the truth. So I plan on sticking with that. There's something about like O scale, the sounds. If you run a train, if you run N scale or HO scale, you know, yeah, that's cool, and I appreciate that. I respect that. We don't have to agree on everything. But if you run an O scale, you hear the sounds. You know, people walk in your house and be like, "What is going on? I'm running a train." You know what I mean? You know, you have the super bass stuff. You know, it just provides that extra depth. O scale, man.
I already spent enough money on O gauge, so the thought of collecting another scale is...
I know, Eric, you've spoken a little bit about your other hobbies, and Ben, you posted some online as well, but what are any other hobbies that you guys have that you know, helps kind of balance out the trains and life, and then, you know, other interests as well? Eric, do you want to start us off?
I mean, it's important to have other things, and I think that if you're a collector, I think most collectors usually have other things they do in addition. But yeah, I mean, I collect. I do a lot of camping and backpacking. Although I haven't been in a little while, but I gotta take Lisa again. But we do some camping and backpacking, and I collect knives. I collect Zippo lighters. I collect. I have a huge Swiss Army knife collection, so it helps balance it out. It helps keeps them getting burned out. You know, because if you go focus on something else for a little while, and then you come back with a renewed vigor for for the trains. You're like, okay, cool. Now I'm back on the train, so it's kind of fun. I know Ben has a really
I do a lot of stuff. So I'm an aerospace engineer. So I do rocketry. I do RC jets. I do RC helicopters. It's completely unforgiving. You make one mistake, you're out a couple grand, right? If the train falls off a shelf, you'll be hurt. You can fix it.
Sometimes people won't let you live it down if it falls off a turntable. So
That is correct. I do a lot of RC aircraft and helis. Also have another YouTube channel where I review high-end exotic cars. I just took Eric out on the Escalade IQ,
Yeah.
2026 Escalade IQ, so I review that.
That thing is amazing.
So I have a YouTube channel called Ben Wayne for car reviews. The manufacturers, they drop off a car for me every week. I keep it for a week, I review it, and then they come get it and drop off something else. And I usually call him and tell him what I got. So
He's got the G-Wagon right now.
I had the G-Wagon. Yeah.
The EV G-Wagon, right?
Yeah, I had the G-Wagon. And I drove the Jeep Compass to the airport. So next week it'll be something else. So I think, yeah, I do a lot of different stuff. And whatever I'm told, by the way.
Smart man.
Just listening online.
Yeah, problem.
So I also work in the railroading industry, so it's especially quickly and easily able to burn out when it comes to trains. So in addition to the traveling that I show on the YouTube channel sometimes, I love sports, all sports. So usually every night I'm rotting on the couch watching some sports game that's on the television. And that's usually how I keep myself sane. But I like rooting for a lot of bad sports teams. So it actually doesn't work out the way I intended to. But
Yeah, I do a lot of other hobbies. So I play video games. I read. That has bled into model trains a little bit because that's how I started model trains. The Hogwarts Express is in my library because my library is Harry Potter themed. I think the biggest thing that probably relates to trains though, I have started doing Legos. I have not broken into the active moving train Legos yet, but I have been doing Legos and stuff like that. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of hobbies.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's do a couple other giveaways here. So the next thing is going to be a Metka trolley. This is going to be for a kid's ticket. So kids, grab your tickets. This is going to be number 269111. Barcode unit. Yeah.
Okay. 269051.
It's going to be for one of the OGR subscriptions. If you want to head over to Lisa, she'll get you set up. And do we have, Lisa, how many Maritime kits do we have? Are we done? Oh, no, do you know how many we've done already?
We did 2.
We've done 2. I think we've done 2.
Yeah, there's 3. We've done 2.
We've done 2, so we got one more. All right.
269156.
156.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. There we go. Great. Let's do one more. This is going to be for an LCCA boxcar.
269145.
145.
There he is.
We're on the side. All right. Come on over. To give this one away, then we make sure you stay, hang out. We got a lot more giveaways. Can we do any final thoughts? Thoughts on the show? Any thoughts for the hobby? We'll start with Eric and work our way down here to wrap things up here today. We do have another event happening here in a little while. Sid and Johnny, I believe, are putting on a Blue Nami seminar, I believe is the topic. So feel free to come back for that. Go get some fresh air and come back. But don't leave. We got a lot more giveaways to give away. But final thoughts, guys, as we close in here on 12 o'clock.
I just think it's. I think the best thing about the hobby is the friends you make. You know, when I started off in the hobby, I really didn't know anybody, and it's gotten a lot more fun. Also a lot more expensive since I make friends, but it's a lot of fun. It's fun to bounce things off each other and you influence each other. You end up getting stuff because your friend gets it and you're like, oh man, now I gotta get that too. And it's a lot of, and it's just fun hanging out with all the people like at the Lower Susquehanna Club. And it's just, that's the best part about the whole hobby, is the people that you meet.
For me, in this moment, I'm just thankful to be able to be here and share this moment with everybody. Thanks for inviting me to even be on the panel, honestly. It's been a challenge for me to get to York due to different obligations, family obligations. This is my first time here, so it's been an absolute blast, and it's been incredible meeting a lot of people I've spoken to every Tuesday. I feel like I know a lot of you guys already. Maybe not your names, maybe your Instagram handles. Just gotta come with something. But just thankful to be here, and this was an incredible experience, man. Thank you.
This hobby is just amazing in general. When I started as a kid, I knew absolutely nobody, not even anybody in my family was remotely interested in trains. I quit the hobby at one point, started the YouTube channel for the heck of it as a COVID project, and now I've got lifelong friends that I never imagined. Being able to walk around the halls and meet people who watch and appreciate my videos, it means more than I could ever describe. So being here at York and being able to put faces to names in the comments is just amazing.
Yeah, I'll echo that too. We wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you for coming out and supporting us and allowing us to talk at you guys for an hour and helping our hobby continue and grow.
And thank you for submitting questions as well. We're going to continue with a bunch of giveaways here. We got a lot of stuff left, so get your tickets out. We're going to do the last 2 kid tickets because then I put them in the bin so the kids can maybe win something else. So we have here is going to be a gift bag from Strange with another gift card inside. This gift card is for $100, which I'm sure you can go over to the Trains booth and use right now. That's going to be 269069. 269069. There we go. All right. Congratulations. Hold on to that ticket. We're going to give something else away here. Our last kid's ticket. This is going to be Never Run. This is a nice USPS extended vision box car, or caboose rather. 269114. 269114. Come on up. Pull it again. All right, next thing that we're going to be giving away, we've got 2 more beanies from Eric's Trains. Peachy, do you want to pull those?
269179.
269179.
Over there.
Oh, over there. All right, come on over. I'm going to go ahead and pull another one.
269152. 152.
Going once. Going twice. Let's pull another one.
All right. 269067.
There we go. Thank you very much. All right. Now, we talked about live streaming a little bit, and Ben does his live streaming every Tuesday night. And then there's another great live stream that takes place on YouTube, the 3 Rails 4 Dads podcast. Where are my guys at? There's Art, there's Mike in the back. Of course, we got Ray and Dell are all here. Give them a round of applause. So they do a live stream as well. They do it on YouTube and they have different guests on, and it's a great time. I've been honored to be on there as well. They have a custom run coming out through Grzyboski's Trains. All right, and it's a truck that you can put on your layout there with their logo on it. So they're giving one of these away. These have not arrived yet, but you'll connect with Art in the back if you win this one. So let's pull a ticket, and then they'll get it shipped to you.
269097.
097. Where we at? All right, you can connect over with Art right over there, and we'll get you hooked up. Let's see here. Next thing that we have to give away is, this was a donation as well from my buddy Craig, New York Air Brake Scale PS1 boxcar. And it's got a letter from New York Air Brake inside, which is pretty cool.
269078.
078, right over there. do 2. We've got 2 Williams passenger cars we're going to be giving away.
All right, 269170. 170.
He thinks he's got it.
Okay. All right.
All right. And then there's another one.
And then 269063.
Wait, I'm an elementary school teacher. I want you to take this and pull one of them kids' tickets.
All right. Well, all right. Can you pull the other one?
Yeah, I just announced it.
Oh, there we go.
Right over there.
There we go. Thank you very much. All right. So we'll pull that one and we'll do a kids one at the end. We got a Mecca trolley. Mecca donated 3 trolleys. Be sure to stop by and thank Andy and Stu over there at the Mecca booth.
269155.
155. Nope.
Oh, hi.
Oh, there we go. Almost lost it. All right. Go ahead.
269118.
All right, we got this gondola from the LCCA here. Thank you. And then we've got another car here from the LCCA. This is a Yingling VAT car.
269125.
125. Is that you? That's me. All right.
All right. We have
And it's semi-scale.
another Trains with a gift card, $25. Trains bag. Thank you, Trains.
269144.
144.
Oh boy. I bet you if you go there and show up. I can tell you I have it.
Going once, going twice. All right, next ticket.
It kind of does.
269157.
Oops.
There we go. All right, a couple more things here. We have a K-Line Never Run commemorative illuminated scale vision caboose with smoke.
Baby, don't use the smoke.
269085.
085.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. Awesome. Come on up. Thank you. All right, we have a P&D Hobby Atlas boxcar here.
Two 269040.
040. Come on up. Thank you. All right, we have another Trains bag here. This one has a truck inside. Like an actual truck. Trains truck. Probably see a similar one out behind the Orange Hall.
269108.
108.
There we go.
There we are. All right, we have 2 more OGR subscriptions to give away, Peachy.
All right. 269162.
162. All right, come on over to Lisa and she'll take your information. Let's do the last OGR subscription.
All right. 269096.
Here we go. Come over. We got a $100 gift card for Legacy Station. Again, we're going to give the information to Lisa, not to Ben. To Lisa.
269084.
Woo! There we go. Congratulations, Van Rail, for winning the gift card for Legacy Station. All right.
Congratulations, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. We have another we have this last piece of rolling stock here for the kids. We put all the kids' tickets back inside the bin. So if you are one of the kids that won, whichever child that was here with the kids' ticket should have won, if you want to come up with your adult, what we'll do is give you a couple more tickets and pull just one more for this boxcar, or for this piece of rolling stock. So kids, come on up.
Jason, sit down. Jason? Jason's all the way getting help with you.
Thanks for the photo.
So this is for this last Williams. This was one, and the gentleman donated it back to get to one of the kids. So what do we got?
All right, ticket number 269184.
184. There we go. Come on up. So I wanted to first of all thank all of you for taking an hour and so time to come out and listen to us talk today. This is always an event that takes a lot of effort to put on, to organize. I want to thank Eric, Ben, RJ, and Peachy for giving up about 2 hours of their time here today. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you to the TCA, the LCCA, METCA, Trains with a Z, Legacy Station, OGR, everyone that donated some things for us today. It's great to be able to put more trains in the hands of those of you in the crowd. To the Three Rails, Four Dads podcast guys for donating a truck. That is awesome. Thank you guys very much for that. For Eric, for his merch that he gives away here as well. You know, a lot of us are only here for a day. Like Ben's first day at York is here, and he's only been in the Orange Hall for 45 minutes before he had to come do this. So we got to get him back over to spend some money so we can see what's what on Train Talk Tuesday. So thank you all for coming. Have an awesome time at York. We'll see you next fall.
Thank you, Chris, for moderating.